Good afternoon, Spokane. Sergeant Miller with Gates Security coming at you on Monday, March 3rd, 2025. Welcome to the March Madness. Uh, so interesting morning, afternoon so far. There was a radio call that just went out a moment ago about a kid from one of the northern schools heading out towards a highway, like running towards a highway. So they've got multiple units en route to that. And as I made the corner onto 4th from Maple, there were quite a few folks that were hanging out, laying down, sitting down on the sidewalks, doing what they do. And then I just passed a walker and looked like a big baggie of prescription medications sitting on the wall here by the parking area, and I didn't see anybody around. And so I might actually go back and see if there's anybody around that area. So okay, getting back on task here. Coming down 4th Avenue, there was a bunch of stuff, and now there's a few people. There's a bunch of stuff that was sitting on the wall here, and there was a very large bag of prescription medications, and there was no people around that were responsible for those prescription medications. So normally, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a tough call one way or the other, but we're literally a block, 2 blocks from the high school. And given the time of day, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess I'm thinking as a parent that I wouldn't want my kids getting a hold of a bag of random prescription drugs that are sitting on a wall next to a street with no adult around to take care of those medications. So long story short, I went back and took the medications to a pharmacy that took them back and was able to dispose of them properly. That's a pretty big sign of the homeless drug problem that we have here in Spokane. And normally I don't go on tangents about that, but it's pretty upsetting as a parent to see something like that literally within 2 blocks of a high school. And not just a high school, but a large high school in the downtown corridor. So my apologies if I come across a little upset. I'm a little irritated that I found that, to be honest with you. It's not uncommon for us to find stuff like that, but not usually down here so close to the high school. But as you could also see when I pulled back onto 4th, I believe I was, where was I at? Jefferson, maybe. There was a group of about four people that were sitting in that same kind of vicinity. So maybe it belonged to them, maybe it didn't. I don't know. On the prescription bottles, it was unclear who those medications belonged to. So I'm going to chalk that up as a good deed for the day. And hopefully by removing those and getting rid of them, disposing of them properly, that may have saved one of these kids at the high school a trip to the emergency room for taking an unknown substance. So hopefully that's the case. But so as we're cruising by LC, there's no issues, but there's a large group of folks across the street from the Westminster Church. A lot of folks, looks like some people in wheelchairs, some walkers, Starting to see that more and more. So I'm wondering if the church, and I shouldn't even call it the church because it's not a church anymore, but the former Westminster Church, um, starting to see a little bit more activity. So I'm curious to see how that's going to wind up as we move into these next couple of weeks. So, once again, Sergeant Miller, Gates Security, I want to thank you for joining us. If you please like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so that when we do put out new content, you are invited to view. But Gates Security, we provide all your security needs from alarm installations and monitoring, camera installations and monitoring. We provide security patrols with armed security officers, and we also provide an armed response should the need arise, responding to your alarm or anything like that. We specialize in homeowners associations as well as communities. We have a couple of pretty large homeowners associations that we work with that that utilize our services for not only the common areas, but their some of their residents will contract with us as well to provide alarm monitoring and response. Looking across the street here at 3rd in Washington, it's a gentleman laying on the sidewalk in front of the HDG architecture. So Josh and your gang, if you'd like us to take care of that, feel free to reach out. Happy to do so. So on 3rd Avenue from Washington, cruising down the way here. We'll see what we see. One other thing I'll mention about Gate Security, if you do want more information, feel free to check us out on the web, www.gatesecurity.com, or you can always send us an email, and that email is info at gatesecurity.com. Looking across the street here, 3rd and Division, if you pay close attention over here as I make the corner of the dumpster, look at the dumpster straight ahead. There's probably 6 people behind that dumpster, and they've been camping there for at least 2 weeks now. Another individual sitting up by the door. A couple folks sitting over here on the left side. One on the staircase. A lot of people out today. A gentleman panhandling on the corner. A couple guys on the stoop of the old Cat building. Looking down Pacific. A lot of foot traffic. I'm going to make the turn onto Sprague here and hook back up to Brown. And Behavioral Health's got quite a few people hanging out. Looks like some new graffiti on the bridge. And looks like we got a semi that's caught in the intersection. Not sure if he intended to do that or not, but interesting. Never know what you're going to see out here. There's always something going on. It's definitely interesting. See what's going on out here. Looks like there's quite a few people up here on the corner as well. Looks like there's a couple people hanging out here on both sides of the viaduct. This is the Brown Street Viaduct. Quite a few people underneath there. And we're going to go back to State Street, see what we see. Lots of activity here, Pacific and State. You got some pedestrian interference. Guys in stasis here on the corner, it looks like. Kind of interesting. Lots of garbage. Up here at Second, there's a couple, 3 people standing outside the doorway here. And we're gonna go back down Second. Like we got some belongings here on the corner of Brown and Second.
On fire, driving northbound from Cedar and Borden. It's a little bit Chevy pickup.
Interesting. Not sure if you heard it just a moment ago. There was a police radio call that came out. Oh wow, more damage to the Les Schwab building there on Second and Brown. Sorry about that. But the call just came out for a vehicle traveling while on fire. It's fascinating. There's somebody sleeping. Tiny Tiki's got their camper hanging out there. Looking across the street to my left here, we're at Washington and Second, up against the wall. Looks like a shopping cart with somebody's belongings. And that wall area right there is a known hotspot for drug use and camping. Looks like there's a female there. Guy at the Washington Trust building on the corner. Women's Hearth. There's a camp set up. They got their foil on display. And all their stuff. A couple disheveled looking fellows over here on my left. Not sure if the camera can see them or not. They're in the parking lot of Cinder. Second Monroe. Seagate coming up on the right hand side. Looks like there's a few people hanging out.
For the county units on the city hall, they got one detained and units can slow down.
And looks like we got a fire truck coming up behind us here. Oh, nope, it turned off. Okay, so I had to go around the block. My intent here was to come and check out what's going on around here at Silver Star and the Hope House, and I see quite a bit of traffic, foot traffic down there on Adams. We're gonna turn on Jefferson and come through the alleyway. I'm already seeing some stuff here at the alleyway. Looks like a couple individuals hanging out back here. Yeah, a couple, 3, 4 people back here. And they could just be hanging out or something else. I don't know. I'm not sure. But as we're driving down the alleyway here, it's like there's a bicycle up against this pole. Oh, look at that. There's somebody there. All right. Well, interesting mix of folks down here today. All right. Yeah, looks like we got some folks hanging outside of this building here too. Pearl on Adams. A couple of folks hanging out down the side of the building. The vehicle camper at the end down there. Looks like some vehicle camping and vehicle repairs taking place right down the road there. Looks like on, I think that was Cedar. A couple of folks, we were talking about this landing just the other day. Half a dozen folks in there. It looks like it's about half a dozen. Nice little camp set up right there behind the Rosars. All right, we're going to cruise across the bridge here and see what we see over here. It looks like we got some new graffiti on this fenced area. That looks new. Looks like some new graffiti on the bridge itself even. Coming up the Sunset Market here. It's usually an interesting spot for things to happen. Decently busy. Make the transition away. Turning on to West Riverside. And there's usually quite a bit of activity down here, so we'll see what's happening. First usual spots here are empty, so maybe they got cleared out. Lots of garbage though. Maybe they just moved, relocated down here to A Street. A couple of cars, three cars, 4 cars. Look over to People's Park, and it's moderately full parking lot, but not bad. All right, so as we start to wrap up for today, we're coming up here to Maple. Looks like the camper that was parked on the, looks like maybe the east side has moved himself to the west side of this area by the railroad tracks, Maple, and second on the north side of the train tracks. Got a full tent set up and everything. And while I'm sitting here, there's a handful of people cruising around down the street here. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us for today. Don't forget, like and subscribe and hit that bell for the notifications. Gate Security, available for your security needs. You can reach us at the email address info@gatessecurity.com, or you can find us online at gatessecurity.com. Thanks again. This is Sergeant Miller signing off. Take care. We'll catch you next time.